I'm one of the highest jumpers in the world. I went from a 24-inch vertical when I was 14 years old to a former world record at 50.5 inches. Then when I started my coaching program, I helped thousands of volleyball players. But there's one problem. I'm not a volleyball player. That's why at THP, we hired an expert volleyball coach that can help you with all the technical stuff in the sport of volleyball. So I'll take care of all the jumping stuff. He takes care of the volleyball stuff. And once a week, he hosts a group call, and that is what you're going to be watching today. The highlights of the call. So if you're a volleyball player, this is like Christmas. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
See where the ball will be before you approach a set, so you aren't at the mercy of the setter. Yep, never be at the mercy of the setter. Tempo sets. Okay, so it's a great question, is what I like. Ideally, okay, in the perfect scenario, perfect world scenario, I think if you run tempo, you want to match up tempo with a max jump, right? That's the ideal world, and I think the way to go about that, very few people do this, but I don't think anybody, like any professional team or Division I program runs it like this, but essentially you would be doing your full approach, and then as the ball goes in the setter's hands, you should be rolling on that support leg of the penultimate. Literally, as the ball goes in the setter's hand and they're about to push it out, you're rolling that left knee down, or right knee if you're a lefty, rolling the knee down, and then literally right when that ball comes out and you have an idea of where it is, you push and go get it, okay? That's the ideal world scenario, right? Kind of blending tempo with a max jump. That will be really hard to run, especially if you're not practicing consistently with a setter that you can do that with. The other two options are, if you really want to run it really fast, you can just already be doing your penultimate, like you're in the air or like you're pushing as the ball comes out of the setter's hand or going into it, right, like really early, and then have a longer ground contact time. And then basically instead of pushing to the ball, you just, as your last two, that kind of, you just jump towards wherever that ball is as it comes into your, your hitting window. Okay, that's how most people run tempo, right? Everybody's pushing before they see the ball, and they just adjust their ground contact time in order to hit tempo. Okay. The other option is if you're not playing with a setter that you can run stuff like that with, then just run at the tempo a little bit, a little bit slower. It can still be tempo as long as you're flying, like you're pushing in, you're getting there, and then getting off the ground fast, relatively to the blockers, like because they block relative to how you approach and how you jump, right? Your ground contact time is super short, and you're still jumping high, and you're waiting until you see it. Then they'll look at you and suddenly you're in the air, and then the blockers will still be a smidge late. Yeah, those are the ways to incorporate it for tempo, okay? And then if you find that you can't do anything with the set and you're still waiting for it, your setter just sucks. You just gotta put it higher. Hey Richard, I've been feeling lower back pain during two-step squats and deep squats. I was wondering how I could decrease the pain. Lean forward a lot more during squats in order to maintain balance. Okay, so for the stuff up here, lower back pain, you gotta make sure you're bracing the right way. Bracing it's not very intuitive to a lot of people, so if you're not bracing right, you're gonna be hurting your back over and over and over again. Second, you have to lean forward, so I would elevate your heels, get weightlifting shoes, that will help. You can put plates underneath your feet, you can do both. That's what I do, honestly, just to stay super upright and load my quads. And it could also be, if it's only during the squats, actually, then it's probably you're not bracing right, or your mobility isn't there. So I'd work on both hip and ankle mobility, make sure you have good external and internal rotation in hips, and then the tibia is able to internally rotate as you go into flexion in the bottom of the squat, because that will allow you to go into ankle dorsal flexion. Okay, so those all go in hand. And make sure you know how to brace. You want to breathe with your diaphragm. Okay, don't you chest breathe up here, right? There's no pressure in your core to brace on, so you want to breathe into your diaphragm and then just really bear down on that weight. Kind of protect yourself against. Imagine if somebody's like kind of trying to jab you or hit your stomach inside, whatever, and you got to take a deep breath in and kind of protect yourself against that external force, basically. So integrating different motor patterns consistently under my elbow and utilizing weight hold during the power. One more thing, last was also on stress. Okay, so this is a really good question. This is a struggle that a lot of all players have, myself included. If I'm being completely honest, what happens is that Ben made a post about this the other day about using the Shida, and in the caption he was saying how the volleyball makes you develop bad jump technique, and this is just a culmination of that. There's a saying by Tador Bampa, right, the guy who's like a father of periodization, is like, if you're not perfecting technique, you're not doing the right thing, then you're just perfecting imperfect technique. Okay, so that's what's happening here. Like, your body is so used to doing the same thing over and over that even when you know how to incorporate something else, it just goes back to that old way. What I would say is, if you're off season, stop playing volleyball. You can do skill work, you can do service receive, you can do setting, you can do blocking, but stop playing in an environment where your body will go back to the way it was, right? So open gyms, tournaments, anything like that, your body will just naturally go back to what you're doing before. Okay? But I would isolate everything first, make sure it's completely subconscious before you start going back to games. Okay, film yourself hitting a lot, get the feeling down until it's like muscle memory, and then hopefully when you get back to the court, you can incorporate everything a little bit more seamlessly. Okay. Regular view jump form on dunking was volleyball. Yeah, I mean it's fine. No worries. Okay, I don't like your arm action here, right? So when you're pushing on the penultimate here, you see how your arms go forward and then back, right? Get rid of that, okay? So when you push, your arms should only be going back, okay? Any good jumper, you'll see, right? When they're pushing on their penultimate here, right? Like your arms can be in front of you here, but when you're pushing, your arms should only be going backwards, okay? Donovan, same thing, right? Arms going back. Volleyball guys here, right? Push, arms go back. Korbinikov, look at Rivera. Yeah, so get rid of that. Push farther. You're too far from this ball. So you're planting here, right? That ball is landing here. Okay, so ideally you want to push from here, push hard, get closer, and then try to jump straight up. And you are limited in where you can hit because you have the broad jump, right? When you have the broad jump here, you're kind of forced to hit line. And if you did want to hit cross, it would have to be like a cutty with like no power. Yeah. Arms, fix that. And then, yeah, make sure you're pushing exactly where you want to go on the ball, right? Get right there and then jump straight up, okay? Especially for beach, right? You're gonna have the elements, you're gonna have the wind blowing the ball around. So yeah, make sure you push there and then you adjust as the ball comes down a little bit to the wind. Textbook hitting form.
But before we get into that, if you guys want to get into these group calls or you can ask Coach Rich any volleyball related question, you can go to teachmestrength.com to sign up for our coaching program. You can get 90% off your first month by clicking the link in the description. So go take advantage of that right now. Again, teachmestrength.com. Now back to the video.
There's so many variations. The same thing as asking like, what's the textbook shooting form in basketball? If it works, it does work. But I would say if it's textbook, in order to hit the hardest you can and protect your shoulder, I think circular arm swing is the best. Yeah, Torque VB has some great stuff on that. High draws do work. I mean, Taylor Sander does a high draw. Taylor Crab. I think TJ might do a high one. It's a little bit faster than a circular, but it is more strain on your shoulder and rotator cuffs. Okay, right on the line, nice swing. Serve, receive. Nice, way to take it outside your midline here. So, I would like you to form your platform a smidge later. It's a good pass, I mean it works. But yeah, the later the platform is, especially for floats, the more optimal it'll be. Swing looks good, has a great high swing. Great deep. Can you see the block here, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm a little awkward on the, well, hi. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm a little awkward on the right, so my vision isn't the best. I didn't really see the block.
Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like. So you see how you creep up here right after you pass? All those two big steps that just overcrowd you here, I want you to get rid of that, okay? So after you pass that ball, you should just shuffle laterally a bit to the right, okay? And stay back, and then do your approach in accordance to, you know, when the ball goes in the setter's hand, okay? Yeah. So just stay back there and then plant that support leg a little bit further back. If it's tighter, you got to push really hard and get your feet there. If it's more off, you can still hit those, right? So if this ball was set off, I feel like you'd have to roll it and you can't really do anything with it, right? Because your support leg is hard to see from this angle, but I feel like it's, you know, pretty far up there. And that'll definitely help you get more vision and see the block, okay? But that's a good deep swing.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was kind of on two.
Okay. Okay, let's take a look at this. Yeah, so you can see like you have a preconceived notion of how this ball is going to be. Like you're charging in like before you even see how the pass is going to be. Right? Unless you're like the Swedish jump setters that play beach, you know, they're perfect and they know exactly how to option each other. Don't do that, okay? So wait till you see it. Don't have a preconceived notion of where the ball is going to be and then go get it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense? I mean, obviously you score.
Uh-huh.
Is this in DC?
This is North Texas, Lantana.
Okay. Yeah, I just like you just plant a little bit further than you think. Like this, you see this big step you take? Like,
Hmm.
you can just make it a little bit shorter and stay further back, right? Like, because your penultimate is just it's very hoppy, very short, which works for beach. It does work for beach, right? It's fine. That's what a lot of players do. But you can still like be further off, and then you can still hit. You can increase your hitting window a little bit more if that left foot is a little bit further back. Okay, and then you just gotta be comfortable pushing hard and getting to the ball.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I feel like this last two here you take, like there's not much intent at all to get up, right? Try to have a little bit
Okay.
on that jump to go up, okay? Swing looks good though. Swing looks fine. Yeah, same thing, right? You can't see how you decelerate, right? You go fast, slow, and you do a standing jump, okay?
Okay. So would you recommend me kind of start further back
I'd get rid of the after you
my
pass.
approach?
Yeah, after you pass, try not to creep up so much. Just be a little bit more patient. Make yourself be late, okay? And you're gonna be late, right? That's fine. But let's just go make yourself uncomfortable, go on the opposite side of the spectrum, and then see how that feels, okay?
Okay.
I hope you see the block, I hope you see the court. You can do exactly what you want with the ball, okay? Way too slow off the ground. You're decelerating, okay? Yeah, you can see you're actively decelerating as you come in. For you, I would just focus on just a penultimate, okay? Just have the ball. You jump what? Left, right? Yeah, left, right. Okay. Just literally be a stagger stance with your left foot behind, right foot in front. Kind of lean forward, roll that right knee down. That support leg with the penultimate. Push hard, get off the ground as fast as you can those last two, and just do that over and over and over again, okay? Make sure you accelerate through that takeoff. Yeah, like you're coming in and then you're just dissipating all that energy and the speed of your approach into as heat, and then it just a standing jump at that point. My arm synchronized, I want to get on top of the ball, but for my setup, when I get on top of it, stop my arm from falling through because of the roll. Okay, jumping in the house, love it. What was the question? I get on top of the ball, but for my setup. Oh, okay. Are you not able to do this outside with a setter?
No, not really. I don't have a setter friend to just do whenever. I have some space at home, so I just do it at home.
Okay. Do you have access to like an outdoor net?
No, no.
Okay, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this because you're training yourself to hit underneath the ball, right? Like if you hit this, that ball is gonna way a lot of bounds.
Oh, I can actually get on top of it. It's just that when I get on top of it, I stop like the clips I have where I get on top.
Yeah.
Like my arm stops because of the wall. Like otherwise it recoils back and it kind of like has a little bit of pain, I guess you could say.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough setup. I mean, I respect the grind though. Okay. Get lower. See how high
Okay.
you are here? Your hip height. Like ideally, you want this angle here to be 90 degrees. Okay, so your hip should be like here. Okay.
Okay.
And then it's kind of tough for you because I mean you're at home and then you're just doing off like a low approach here. But yeah, like roll here on the support leg of your So lower. You want this to be 90 degrees, so hip should be down here. So when you're on your left here, support leg or penultimate, really try to roll this knee down as much as you can. Okay. Try to get this shin
Okay.
perpendicular to the ground as best as you can, and then that'll allow you to delay hip extension a little bit, and then it'll get you lower. Arm swing is pretty good. Yeah, looks pretty good. Arm swing looks solid. I like that follow through action, a bit of pronation. Yeah, get lower. Your arm swing timing looks good. I would say try to maybe push a little bit further to here, get your plant foot here, and then try to jump a little bit more straight up. Like the more straight up you jump, the more
Yeah.
you'll just have available to you as a hitter. The more you broad jump, the more you kind of force it directly where you're jumping towards.
I'm actually like shorting it because I can actually go right under. I can push off so I can get right under the ball, but I've been having this issue in games where like I get a little under the ball, so I've been trying to keep it more in front. Is it like I should just go closer?
I mean, this ball isn't moving, so
Yeah, because I've been trying to like emulate like how far I want it to be in game. So that's why I jumped from this far. But do you think this would be too far in game? Like if the ball was
I think
actually
I think this is fine in game. Okay. But
okay.
also like when you're underneath the ball, it's not just caused by you're planting underneath the ball. Okay.
Yeah.
If I plant further away from the ball, but I broad jump the fuck out of it, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be behind. I'm gonna be underneath the ball too. So it's like it's the push, and it's also how you jump, right? If I push right underneath, go straight up, I'll be behind the ball. If you plant your block, if you like take off here and you broad
Yeah.
jump the fuck out of it, you'll still be underneath the ball and you can't see anything.
Yeah.
There's two factors there that you can adjust. I'll play around with that. Okay. Arm swing looks pretty good. How can you maximize your jump height in grass/sand? Especially in sand, it's a little bit more like, it's more muscle than tendon. So you just need really good concentric muscle action outputs. So just keep lifting, keep jumping. It'll help with that. Yeah. And then just Make sure your technique is good, your timing is good, and you're not, underneath the ball, right? You could be the best jumper, like output wise or technique wise, but if you don't know how to time it and stay behind the ball, right? You're never gonna be max jumping because you're jumping, behind you. Like you're going in and then jumping backwards to keep that ball in front. If you are playing, especially grass doubles though, you don't really need to max jump, especially in a tournament. It's a lot of fucking volume. Yeah, like you can just just get the ball in front, roll shot it. I mean, it's a big indoors court with 2 people. If it is grass doubles you're referring to, but yeah, depending on if you're trying to win or just get jump reps in, like max jumping a lot of times. If you keep doing it in like a tournament, especially doubles, you'll just be absolutely cooked. And it's good to pick and choose who to use it on. Usually playoffs. Days when we have low intensity days, like on THP, we focus more on upper body. Is it okay if I do some extra upper body lifts, increase arm strength? Yeah, that works. I am working on an upper body cycle for you guys, for volleyball players. I'm super busy these days, so I haven't gone around to it, but a lot of people have been asking for it, so I gotta get on that. Hopefully it'll help. Yeah, feel free to add in extra stuff, shoulder health, rotation stuff. Notice that professional volleyball players always bend their knees before jumping or swinging. Are you talking about when you leave the ground, like in the air, that knee flexion? I wouldn't overthink that at all. A lot of people don't do it. It's also dependent on there's a lot of things that go into it. Yeah, I wouldn't overthink that. Like for example, Isaiah, he doesn't, flex his knees when he goes up in there. It's pretty straight. And then I find that it'll naturally, you'll do it dependent on where the set is in relation to you and on your swing. If you're broad jumping a lot, you're gonna see a lot more knee flexion to kind of counterbalance you. Yeah, I wouldn't overthink that. I don't think you should train it. It's not fundamental generating power, but it is for balance for sure, especially if you're broad jumping. Middle blocker in yellow shoes, really messy transition. Not fast enough to get to the pins, especially pretty undersized for middle. Okay. You're too close to the net. If I'm looking at you here, just based off the way you're positioned, like if this is the net in front of me, you're kind of like right here. I can see by your arms, you're right there, okay? Get a little bit of space, right? Separate, I like to always say be like a forearms distance away from the net, right? Yeah, be like forearms distance away from the net, so be like here, right? The game slows down a lot if you do that, right? If you take a step back and kind of see exactly what's going on versus being up against the net. And also, you won't be able to do a full swing block. You kind of, right? You're facing your chest is facing towards the net because you're so tight. You want to be a little bit off, and then you take a big step here, and then go open up, and then close back in and take away whatever angle you want, okay? Being off the block, being off the net also helps you close to your pins, because what happens, if your pin is late, you're gonna feel like you're stepping on their shoes, you're overcrowded here, right? What middle blockers need to do is that first step you take, so that left step you take, this step here, you wanna plant it backwards, so kind of behind your pin, and then you push back inside there, okay? And it'll feel like you're not shuffling laterally with them, okay? So plant that support leg behind them, and then you see exactly what's going on, and then you push back in and cap this fool over here, okay?
So I'm thinking less about going straight along the net towards the pin. I want to kind of go slightly diagonally into the pin. So you're saying?
Yeah, so you guys can see me here. I'll show this. So right here, right, let's say this is the net here, okay? So instead of going here, like this, and then my pin's right here, I try to block like this, okay? What you do is you take that first left step, you kind of plant it backwards, and then you're able to push back in to where you see that hitter's going towards, okay? And that'll make you feel like you're a lot less right next to your pin, and then you can't close, okay?
I got you.
Yeah.
And for the forward, when I'm going to, I guess, my right side or the other team's power, because I'm right-handed, so I'm taking my first step with my left. Do I take that first step on a swing block with my right, mirror it?
Yep. So that right step would be towards your oppo, and then you roll. That's your support leg, the penultimate now, and then you push left, right, close. Okay.
Got you. Thanks.
Especially for middle pins, they have leeway to still do this guy. He could still have leeway to just push off his left and go right, left. A good amount of pros, not a good amount, but some pros do that. Michael Ma's a good example. He always blocks left, right, left on the right side. He's a setter. But as a middle, you'll get jammed up by your pin, and that'll be a really awkward takeoff position.
Yeah, that side's definitely my weakest. I never really repped out an approach with the right first step.
Right.
It's always fucking me up in game.
Yeah, just keep working on it, keep filming. I like how you're filming here. Also, get off the ground way faster. You see this? You take a long time to get up, okay? So just focus on, get off the net, push back in, get off, and then get off the ground super fast, okay?
Oh, yeah. See, I'm dipping a lot, yeah.
Yeah, okay, transition, let's look at this. This isn't bad. instead of small choppy steps, take like big powerful steps. Think of it like acceleration out of the block, right? It's big powerful steps, and that'll clear more distance for you with less time. Yeah, it's like two, like if you once you land here, right? This right step, put it here. Left step, put you back here, right? And take a small right step, and then 1, 2, bam, push, and you yam, okay?
Yeah, I wasn't like ready to move until it was already out of his hands.
Yeah. So yeah, just head on a swivel. Let's do it one more time. Right, you did see it. I mean, you turn your head. That's really good, right? Most people don't do that. So yeah, just big steps, and then be athletic. You know. What's going on here? Okay, closing to the right side, outside now. Yeah, right. So you see
Yeah, I
how
did a shuffle step on that one.
yeah you get crammed here because you're right. So you're super tight to the net, like you're up here, right? And then the game
Yeah.
moves super fast to you. So take a step back, right? Plant like this step here. This first step here you take instead of shuffle, right? If you plant this right foot like back here, like he's kind of off the net too, but if you plant that, like if he was up against the net and then you planted it back here and then you push off that right, left, right, you could be taking off like right next to him, and then yeah, you would cap this guy. Oh, he gets capped anyways by the net. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah. Any volleyball skill, guys? Anything? Serve, receive, defensive positioning. I love that stuff. Not just always hitting and harm swing.
Yeah, I think you went to the beginning of the video. Yeah.
Setter, right? Okay. Let's see this again. So you're kind of just like slapping the ball right now. Think of it more. It's like let it come in a little bit more like that, and then just push it out rapidly. So you kind of like your wrist will give a little bit to kind of match, the ball, instead of just like slapping it or like you see how like the ball's not in your hands and you start like pushing out already, and then you'll kind of be slapping it that way. If you have the strength to push it out the other way. But I think from what I see here, like, yeah, you said your elbows are low, right? A good cue for that is elbows to ears, okay? So instead of setting like out here, like elbows to ears, okay? And then this is the spot that you want to be setting from, okay? Yeah. You'll probably get a little smidge more. Like this first step, I think could be a lot faster. Like just be more intentional. Like from the moment they pass, right? Like those first like 2 steps you do, kind of just puts you in a bad spot. Doesn't really do anything. Okay, so see the ball and then make your steps like very deliberate and like make sure that they're taking you towards the ball and not messing up your rhythm. Okay.
Like, should I wait a bit longer? I think because like my coach calls me slow a lot.
Yeah.
I try to move sooner. I think that results in me
Yeah.
like taking these like missteps, right?
Yep, they're putting you in a bad position. So here, okay, I would just be still. Like you also can experiment with split stepping, which is like a little pop right when you see the ball. Like for this pass here, like you once you see it here, right, it would just be 1 quick 2, like 1 2, right, right left around the ball, and then you can push to your outside. Okay, so it'd be like kind of here, you wrap around, left right, bam, set your outside. Okay. Okay, way too low. Where you're taking this ball. Okay, so you're taking it like here, right? You want to get it up here, okay? And then from that point on, it's the thumbs, right? Thumbs and wrist action, okay? If you're here, it's like you gotta go like, so it's a really difficult angle to back set from here. Yeah, so it should be like, instead of here, it should be like up here, okay? And then you push the thumbs, and that would be a better position for you, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to use the thumbs more. How do I put it? So should I, to get to that ball, right? Like,
Yeah.
unless I just react quicker, should I be like stepping under it more instead, or
Yes, exactly.
like maybe like a lunge? I don't know.
So my Wi-Fi is not handling this well. Yeah, so here you have a lot of time to get more underneath that ball, right? And then you're planted here, like you're already still here. And then you squat low. Like all this time here, all these frames, you can just take a small step forward and then you'll be in a better spot. Like that ball will be more on top of you, okay?
Okay, yep.
Yeah, same thing. Like instead of small choppy steps, like just be a little bit more deliberate with your footwork. Okay. I also think like you're maybe a little bit too high up. Like you're like kind of enamored by the ball, like kind of rising up, right? You can just like instead of like really looking up like at the ball like that, and then just kind of like you have no idea. Like your vestibular system messes up when you tilt your head a lot, which is like a key component of balance. Like just use your eyes, right? Like instead of like going up like that, use your eyes a little bit more. Step, just be a little bit faster, be a little bit lower, be a little bit more athletic position. So I don't think it's like it's not an output thing. It's just like pure intention, like stay low, right? Have the intention to like be an athlete. I feel like you're thinking about setting your hitters too early, okay? So what you should be doing instead is think about getting to the ball first. That's your first priority. And then from that point on, like you have options available. Okay, so separate those two skills, I guess, two separate things, okay? It's like, two separate things, okay? So get to the ball first, that's your first job, and then you set the hitter, okay? Same thing for like hitters, right? A lot of times they think about hitting when they're passing. No, you gotta focus on the pass first. Make sure that's perfect, and then you're allowed to go for your hit, okay? Yeah, it is all footwork for you. I would start more here in your setting spot, okay? Because it's really hard to move backwards versus going forwards that way, okay? So instead of being like, you're close to the middle of the court, I would just be over here, and then that would be a lot easier for you to manage. Not a bad set, though. Pretty good. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, those are good points. Great, thank you. I guess just how is there a way I can improve like my intention with my steps, right? Like I know you said focus on getting to the ball, but is there a way to sort of practice that?
Have a partner toss balls up in the air. Don't even set the ball, right? Just be ready, okay? And just get to the ball, be right underneath it, and just catch the ball, right? And just do that over and over, and that'll teach you intention.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yep. So how much height do you need to bounce 3 meter? Not that much, dude. It's all timing, and it's mostly timing and just arm swing, being on top of the ball in a perfect set, right? You can bounce if you touch. I mean, for men's net, it's what? It's 7'11" and like 5'8" or something like that. Like if you touch 9 feet, dude, you could probably the perfect set. You could bounce on behind the 10-foot line or in front of the 10-foot line. Yeah. So just all timing, right? Send some videos. There you go, Nicholas. Timing, being on top of the ball. Yep, no worries, Rowan. To use an OBSBot camera. I don't know, I just got a MacBook Pro, and then this camera just follows me. Circular arm swing, like Miguel Lopez said, draw early. Yeah, they're literally drawing before they leave the ground. That's what makes them such good hitters, right? If you max jump and you're like, approaching the peak of your jump, and then you start drawing, you're gonna be hitting on your way down over and over, and then you're not gonna have any power. You're gonna hit into the blocks because the blocks are right there. Yeah, a lot of good hitters, they're drawing, especially circular. Like, you kind of have to draw as you're leaving the ground for circular to be like the best hitter possible, and it is worth it to sacrifice like an inch or two for that. Oh yeah, swing looks great. Okay, swing looks fantastic. Okay, yeah, that's a great draw. Right. I noticed your thoracic is really good now, or better. I think I've seen your videos before, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I remember. Yeah, it looks like you're opening up way more now, which that's really, really good. It gives you way more angle. Yeah, that's great, dude. One thing I would still add, right? Get further back. You're still planting. I know it's hitting lines, probably. I mean, not probably. I mean, probably your setter is trying to set you a bounce set, and also you're trying to bounce. But yeah, I think if you plant this 3 feet further back, that ball will just be more in front of you, and you can still push to exactly where you took off. And you're just gonna have more options available to you if this ball wasn't exactly where it was. Okay, just plant that.
Yeah, sometimes I like getting behind it, because I plant so close to the net, and I get like behind that.
Exactly. You're planting like maybe right on the 10-foot line, maybe a smidge in front. I don't know. I had an athlete come into that. I was teaching him jump technique, and then we kind of measured out exactly where he's pushing from by the end. In the beginning, he was pushing like we were using a vertex, but based off where he's planting his support leg, he was planting like at the 6-foot line, right? If it was in relation to the net, and then we got him back to like the 13-foot line. He was like, "Wow, I could just hit way more balls. I can see way more." And then same concept, right? And you get up. You have really good outputs. I can tell, right? So if you plant this like 4 feet further back, 5 feet further back, I have confidence that you can push hard enough to get to any of these balls, and then it'll just open up your window massively. Like you'll see a whole new world, basically. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, swing looks good. You can maybe push a little bit more inside, right? So like, I feel like at this point, if you were a smidge later and a smidge further behind, you can see this ball is gonna die inside. And instead of adjusting on the ground and jumping laterally like that, you can just see, oh, it's inside. I'm just gonna push inside a little bit, get off the ground fast, straight up, and then you have line, angle, deep corner, anywhere. Okay?
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
Yep. THU programming typically on Tuesdays. I get things like closure and barbell circuit. Yeah, no, general is skippable. You can skip them. I think a lot of people do. It is additional volume to help with body composition and some general stuff to help your body feel good. But if you have like your own routine for upper body, core, injury prevention stuff, then do that. And if you feel good, you can do closure, you can do the barbell circuits. Yeah, that's fine, dude. Play beach. As someone who is a right-handed opposite, I obviously use right-left for hitting, but for blocking, I want to swing block and use a left-right approach. Work on left-right. Get blocking reps. When you have jump sessions, sometimes, do some left-right work and just get a feel for how it is. And also just come with the reps. I know I have a friend who's a middle. He jumps right-left, he's a righty, but he prefers blocking towards the other side's outside just because the other teams keep setting outside. And then over the years, he just like naturally developed a really good left-right. It's not good in isolation, but it is really good for blocking because he just has so many reps going to left-right and closing to the right side instead of going the other way and blocking the other team's oppo, closing to his outside basically. So yeah, just reps, man. I wouldn't overthink it too much, and then just add in a little bit of left-right. Like when you have a water break, go try to touch the top of the antenna with left-right, and then just get a feel for that. What do you think would be the minimum vertical required to be an outside at the open level in indoor volleyball? Okay, depends on where you are. If you're talking about like open at like USAV Nationals, dude, honestly, like I think. Like if you're really good, if your service receive is you're passing nails, you're a really smart blocker. You can do every skill. Do you reply here? NorCal. Okay. If you can do every skill at a really really high level, realistically you could be a really really good O2 just touching like 10 feet. You could like if you're passing nails, every skill is really fucking good. You know how to tool. You know how to do everything, and you can play defense really well, serve really well. You could, yeah, that's fine, but that's not that fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather fly in and detonate over people in the MOT. Yeah, I mean that would 100% helps. But yeah, if you can do like for O2, right? You don't need to be like because you're front row with your opposite and you have your middles. If you're passing nails, they run their oppo. You're just kind of chilling. You can easily perform. You'll be better than somebody who's touches higher that can't pass for shit. So yeah, so keep that in mind. Like you guys want to go over passing stuff in the calls, I'm more than happy to. 723. Try to clip these for the future. Calvin would appreciate that. Okay. Feedback on the rally, on my passing or hitting or anything else. Is this you? Which one are you?
Yeah, I'm the shirtless dude.
Okay. Okay, I want to see this pass outside your midline. Okay, so right, you see how you do a good job adjusting, but it's just a little bit harder when the ball is in your midline and you're more pulling back from the float. Okay, for floaters, dude, like pulling back, like chasing midline, and then the float moves on you, and then you have to adjust with your body and then pull back. That's where the shanks happen. What I would do on this pass, or the way I would coach it, easier said than done, of course. Just literally, like, I would take a step back because it looks like it's shooting at you pretty fast. Like, I talked about this before, like keeping the ball, you have an imaginary cone in front of you, and this ball, like this cone encapsulates like your window of passing. Like, I can see this ball is coming pretty deep and pretty fast relatively to where I am right now. So I would just drop my left foot back and just open up outside midline, follow through to the ball, okay? Because when I pull back, if I chase midline, I pull back, the ball could change last second on your angle, and then you can just change it. Open up, take a step back, follow through. Yeah, support leg further back, always, every volleyball player. If you're in here, get your support leg further back, okay? So I'll plant this like 2 feet further back. I can tell because you're not pushing at all on this penultimate, like you're hamstring curling, okay? And you're probably going like, 3-4 feet forward. If you plant this further back, your buddy, any set he gives you, that you can just go yam it. Support leg further back, opens up your hitting window, and then push hard towards wherever it is. Get off the ground faster. It is grass, so I don't know if the grass is slippery or whatever. That you see a lot of grass players take a while on the ground. But I would say get off the ground faster, and then pretty good swing. It's like the rally. I want to see you split stepping. Right, you see you swinging here, right? A little split step around contact, bam, split step, and that would help you. Make that a habit. Yeah, definitely splits up on defense for everybody in here. Okay. Here, can you see the block here? Can you see where the hitter is, where the blocker is, and where the defender is?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just hit it right at him then. Don't do that then. Okay, if you see them, like, I feel like you're also limited in the angles you can hit because you're kind of jumping laterally and a little bit of a broad jump. So you're kind of like going this way, and because you're on the right side, like you can only really just go cross or go straight into the blocker. So if you push harder, right? Push harder, a little bit more laterally, and then jump straight up. This ball will come into your window here, and you can turn sharp cross. You go thumb down around this blocker. You could just have a lot more options if you do that instead of taking long on the ground and then broad jumping to it.
Wait, should I be split stepping too for defense on beach too, or is that just like grass indoor specific?
Always split
Like
step.
all the time?
Yeah, like there's no
And
reason.
then service receive included too? Or?
Yeah, service receive too. There's no reason not to. When you're peppering, yeah, when you pepper with your friends.
Gotcha. All right, thank you, dude. Appreciate.
Yeah, no worries, Calvin. Let's play defense, middle back, and have more recently begun playing left back, dodging the majority upper body ball. Okay, yeah, because he's going out. I see what you mean. How to overcome this bad habit without having a team or others to practice to do drills. Oh, that's tough. I would say when you play, dude, literally just only focus on digging with your hands. Okay, like just have one session where that's all you do, and then just get yourself outside your comfort zone. Okay, don't worry about the results. You know, if your teammates get pissed because your fucking thing is up, who cares, right? Like focus on. That's one thing about volleyball. I always tell like I like to coach, and what I think about myself is like, really, dude, just care about you getting better. Like the results don't matter. It doesn't matter how you do in tournaments. It doesn't matter if your teammates get mad at you. Like it doesn't really, because you're gonna have different teammates. You're gonna be playing in so many tournaments with different people. It doesn't matter. Everything that matters is where you are at the peak of your abilities. You know, when you're late. You know, like wherever you like, how far you can get in the sport, how good you can get. That's the only thing that matters. So you gotta worry about yourself a little bit. Okay, don't worry about the results. Just go attack the ball with your hands next time you play. If you play outside, I'm pretty small, so I wonder if you get too low. Always aim for more. Don't. It's the same thing as like when people say, "Oh, I have a 1.5 times body weight squat or two times body weight squat." Just it's never enough, right? Even if you want to be outside, like I said, like if you're perfect at if you're really good at every skill, 10 feet's enough. But why cap it there? You know, just keep training, keep being on THP, keep getting up to like 11, 11.6. You know, who knows? This sand looks so shallow. So you're playing on dirt. It's like those Indian, you ever see those reels like and like Indian people playing on like dirt. Okay, defense feels off balance. Let's go. The hands look very explosive. Okay. You're running with your platform here. This is you, right? Assuming.
Yep.
Okay. So you see how you run in with your platform here? I don't like that at all. Okay, so get your feet there first. Same thing. Like same thing I told the Green, I think earlier about setting. Like get your feet there first, then set. Right. Same thing over here. Get your feet first there, and then make your platform. Okay. Approach doesn't look too bad, dude. You're pushing decently. Yeah, I can see like you're extending your hip and not just doing a hamstring curl. Probably. Yeah, swing looks pretty good. You might be broad jumping. Yeah, you're broad jumping a little bit. So have a little bit more intention to stay behind the ball on your jump so you have more angles available to you. Here's a really good video I showed earlier. Grabinikov here. So you guys can see, okay. Here, okay, look at how he pushes, and then when you see, so they're running the tempo like how most people do it, like longer ground contact time, but you can see intention behind his jump here. Like he stops on a dime and forces it, so he stays behind the ball and has like exactly where he wants to hit it, okay? And then you see these guys here later on, like there's a lot less intention on their jump to stay behind the ball, right? And they're super high up. I don't know, volleyball middles, dude, they always love being high up. And then they kind of broad jump, and then now he has very minimal angles available to him. And he doesn't hit it anywhere close to as hard as Grabinikov does, okay? So see here, right? Stops on a dime, stays behind it. This guy kind of blows through it, way less angles, leaning back away from the ball. No power, no angles, okay? So you're here, right, I think. Okay, a little bit of a mini split step. I just wanted to see you, like, yeah, do a very aggressive split step, okay? If you see, like, Team Japan play, or USA too, like, everyone's very, very aggressive on their split step. And then, same thing, your platform is way too early, okay? Like, especially for defense, you want, I mean, both, honestly, receiving and defense, you want a really late platform, and then you can just, you know, form it later on. And also, if this is a really hard hit and your platform's already formed, it's straight, you're just gonna shank it, right? Versus like scooping it with the later platform. Yeah, even here, like I would split step here. Okay, you're creeping up, which is a good call because you can see he's about to do like probably something short, but he could roll shot it deep, if you wanted to. And then if you're creeping up here instead of split stepping, because if you split step right in place here, you can go up and get that short. You can run back and get that deep instead of just guessing. Okay. Arm swing looks okay. That's nice up. I think you had a little split step there. Yeah, so that I'll constitute that as a split step, like a little shuffle in, and then you're ready to move in any direction. That's a good dig. Nice. A little bit extra time today, so I can go over a little bit. Yeah, really long ground contact time here, okay? So, yeah, support leg, further back, right? You're doing a hamstring curl here, right? I want to see your hip fully extended, like, right? Not like this, it should be like bam, bam. So you should be pushing from like back here instead of like here, okay? So all the way back, push harder, and then you're planting early, so kicking out, planting early, and then your block foot is not very aggressive and just kind of slow, and then your ground contact time is very high, right? Kind of like a standing concentric jump. Arm swing looks pretty good. Good external rotation. Yeah, arm swing looks pretty good. Yeah, just focus on that. Oh, this one you push a little harder on, I think. There you go, right? You see, you're able to push from here, right? So just do that. That's good, right? Good hip extension there. Yeah, so I would focus on, looks like you're able to do that, so just get that feeling down every time. Focus on getting your last two contacts down like simultaneous, okay? Like bam, bam, and then get off the ground fast, go get that ball, okay? It's like an empty gym. Okay. I would take out this little running with it thing right now, like the run with it, skip thing. There are pro players that do that, but I think right now you should just work on a high toss and just a two-step and just focus on, the fundamentals of a top spin serve right now, a jump serve. Yeah, so I would just go, just you're on your left, just toss in front of you, penultimate, right, left, jump up and do your serve, okay? Also toss higher, okay, because you're like rushing to get up there. Toss nice and high, give yourself time. And then, yeah, like all these steps earlier doesn't do much for you. So I would focus on, if you're here, toss the ball to exactly where you did, but push hard, get off the ground, bam, bam, jump up, yam, okay. And the arm swing looks pretty good, but yeah, you see the ball is like here on you. Try to get it a little bit more in front of you. Not bad though, it's a solid swing. Okay, so that's all the questions today. Yeah, hopefully that helped, guys. Per usual, there's a lot of good receiving defense questions today. I really enjoyed that. Feel free to ask that stuff as always. And yeah, if you have any additional questions, send it in a group chat and then we'll help you out with that. Hopefully these sessions are helping. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.